What's going on, good people? Crystal here, and today in this video, I'm going to talk to you about why you don't need another pill or a specialty to detox your body. And we're going to show you how you can support your body's natural detoxing mechanisms. Okay. So I have a lot of clients come to me, especially at the beginning of 2026. Here we are still in January, and a lot of people have entered into this year the same way they left last year. They are bloated. They have low energy. They have inflammation. They feel sluggish. They have a little brain fog going on. I know because I kind of went through this, not because I was eating the wrong way, but it's a different thing. Like it's kind of a spiritual attack. I have a talk coming up at the end of this month, and generally, before I do anything major like that, there's some things that happen before that. So I've been going through this myself, and I'm not detoxing my body, but I'm actually doing what the body needs to help it to detox. Okay, so let's get into it first and foremost. You don't need a tea. You don't need some pills. You don't need whatever gimmick there is to get you to buy some type of detox thing. Okay. Your body naturally detoxes. It does it 24/7. You don't need a pill to, cause things to flush. You don't need a drink to, cause you to go pee. You just need to do certain things. And we're going to talk about that in this video. Okay. Those things are great temporary. If you absolutely need it, like if you're backed up, like seriously backed up, then yes, do some things to help get the system moving. There are different reasons why it gets backed up. I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not going to get into all of that. I just know a little bit about that. But a lot of times, stress can literally back your system up because when you're in fight or flight for a long period of time where you're constantly in a stressful state, then your digestive system just kind of, it goes on pause. Like literally in a fight or flight state, you're not worried about eating and digesting food. You're just worried about going. And so your senses are heightened and your digestive system is on a pause. But if you're constantly in chronic stress because your body doesn't know the difference between actual stress and what, you made up, it's going to be stress. So we have to decrease stress in general. Sleep is a major thing as well. But what it really comes down to is food. So your pills and your teas are not going to replace what you actually need to do. Those are quick fixes, just like anything else. A lot of people go do surgeries to lose weight. They go do X, Y, and Z. They go on some specific diet for some specific amount of time. And then when they hit their goal, they're done. Okay. They didn't develop any type of discipline. They didn't develop any type of character in the process. They just did a quick fix, got what they wanted, and they went back to the life that they had before. But we don't understand that when we do that, it makes it a lot harder for your body to lose the weight and to bounce back because you're doing this up and down. So your metabolism is going to slow down. Okay. Your muscles are not going to bounce back as quickly. Your whole body's going to go through a shift. So you want to ideally, I can't tell you what to do, but ideally, what you want to do is develop habits that you can do daily to help your body maintain. Okay, so sometimes that means putting down whatever sweet thing that you're trying to pick up. Okay, but we're talking about detoxing today. So the ways you can support your natural bodies or your body's natural detox mechanisms is this. Sleep well. Get the proper amounts of sleep because sleep is like so underrated. I'm telling you, it's underrated. A lot of things happen when you sleep, and I'm talking about good quality sleep. Close the door, shut the blinds, make sure the room is cool, all of that stuff. Turn the device off. Like I would say at least 90 minutes before you're going to bed. A lot of people want to argue me down on that. You don't want to have your, brain thinking it's daylight when you're an hour before you're trying to go to bed. It's not going to work that way. It's going to be very hard for you to wind down. So cortisol when you keep the light on, keeps cortisol high. Cortisol is the signal that wakes you up. It helps you to be alert. So we don't need that late at night. So proper sleep is going to be major here. Another thing you want to do is eat some foods that are going to support your body's natural detoxing mechanisms. Here are your body's natural detoxing mechanisms. And guess what? None of these need a pill or a tea. They just need support. If you're eating a lot of processed foods, if you're eating a lot of boxed foods, if you're drinking a lot of pop, if you're drinking a lot of coffee, if you are just on the go all the time and you're not getting like decent amount of rest, like actual rest, and there are different types of rest, then you're going to keep your body in a state where it's going to be under stress. And because it's under stress, you're going to get bloating, you're going to get inflammation, you're going to get brain fog, you're going to get, um, you know, congestion in your intestines, which is constipation. You're going to get all that. Okay, so we have to begin by eating the right foods. Leafy greens are going to be amazing. That's kale, that's collard greens, that's mustard greens, that's arugula, that is dandelion greens. Dandelion and arugula are bitter, and what's bitter to the tongue is actually good for the liver. So that's going to help get some bile going so you can get some movement in your body. But those leafy greens, eating beets are great because they have nitrates in them. They help with your blood. And so it's going to move and help your liver to have what it needs to properly detox. Then you have plenty of water for sure if you're dehydrated, which a lot of people are because they're waking up and they're drinking coffee or juice. Juice is a really bad idea, okay, if you are trying to detox, quote unquote. Okay, your body is already detoxing. If it did not detox, you'd be dead in a matter of hours. So your body is constantly 24/7 detoxing. But what you eat can influence that process or cause it to be a little bit stagnant. So what you need, I can't say what you need to do. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what to do. I am just a woman who's done this research starting, I don't know, was my son is about to be 14. So about 11 years ago now, because I wanted him healthy. So I went on a deep dive with health and wellness information. So yes, it's going to take some discipline. That's the missing key in all of this. It's discipline. And the thing is, you have to understand that you are worth that type of work. A lot of people think that they can start it and then it's just going to come right away. No, your whole body has to start to adjust with what you're doing. And because of that, because people aren't waiting for that adjustment period to happen, they get discouraged and they stop altogether. I'm telling you, you can't do that. We already talked about how it's going to make it even harder for your body to get back to this because you're doing all of this. Okay, we need to stop doing this. We need to get here. And that comes with the decision. Okay, we can't let everything get to us. We can't let what people say they did be the thing for us. Our health and wellness, if we don't realize it by now, I'm going to tell you what it is. It is an individual thing. Okay, what worked for somebody else might not work for you, and that's okay. Your job in your life is to figure out what works for you. We're not worried about anybody else. Okay, I figured that out the hard way. All right, so I'm telling you this from experience because I tried to eat a certain way. First, it started off with my blood type because my sister wanted to lose weight. And so that's where it started. But I'm like, I might as well be vegan if that's the case because I couldn't eat like certain types of meat. So I was like, I might as well be vegan. I was vegan for like 5 years. And then I read through scripture and I found some things there. And I'm like, oh, we're supposed to be eating meat. And so I introduced meat into my diet and all that. And I had to play around with what worked for my body. I'm a really active person. I exercise 2 and 3 times a week. I lift heavy weights. So what works for me is not going to work for my sister because she has a different thing going on. She does things differently. She's got 2 kids. Okay. She's running around, she's working. So we have to come to terms with that. What is good for you might not be good for somebody else, or what's good for somebody else might not be good for you. But the thing is that I really want you to understand is that you are worth the work. Okay. You got to take time to figure this out, and you have to be patient with yourself to allow your body to adjust. This is going to take time. Like, health and wellness is not an immediate thing. It's not suddenly all the time. Okay, we see that in scripture. We see that in the Bible where Jesus healed suddenly, but a lot of times there were other healing instances where it was a process. Naaman had to dip 7 times. The blind men, or the lepers, excuse me, they had to go walk. But as they went, as they were going to the priest to show themselves healed, the process of them moving was the process of their healing. Okay, so it's going to be a process, and that's okay too. The process, it allows you to be patient. There's a blessing in the movement. Okay, there's a blessing in you doing the work. You have to understand it's working on you, and that's the work that we don't like that much. We want it to work for us. We want the thing to be the thing and done quickly, but we don't like it when it's working on us. And that's the main thing that needs to happen, because when it works on you and you become the person that understands, okay, my body is telling me this, I need to stop doing this, I need to adjust this. When you become the person, it's easier to maintain. You can stay here and you're not going up and down, right? So again, you don't need another tea. You don't need another pill. You need to support your body with the right things to help it detox. It's already detoxing. If you want to speed the process up, you got to cut out some of this processed foods. You got to stop, handling stress a certain way. You have to get the proper amounts of rest, and you have to get up and move. Okay. I know it's not always easy. You got to rearrange your whole thing. This is life though. It's simple though. And simple things require discipline. It demands it. So you have to make a decision. Either you're going to step up and go forward and go through the process of living the best life that God has for you, or you're just going to, kind of go along the same path that you've been going. I pray sincerely that you choose the former, that you make a decision to explore a bit for yourself. Because again, we weren't taught this, and you have to give yourself grace in this whole process. We weren't taught how to take care of our bodies for real. Like, think about it. We just kind of popped up. We grew up, our parents, fed us certain foods, and then we went out in the world and we went to college for some people, we went to the workplace for other people, and we just kind of picked up some things along the way. We weren't taught how to take care of our bodies. You should be more versed in your body than a doctor that you see once a year, for the most part. You live with you 24/7, 365, okay? You should know you better than anybody. And so this is a year for you to get to know you, because again, say it, you are worth the work. Okay, so let's do the work this year. Like, do what you need to do to support your body's natural detoxing protocols, okay? Don't work against it, but work for it. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer this, because again, I've gone through this several times myself. All right. And by the grace of God, I'm still here. My body is improving day by day, but you have your own process to go through. So again, if you have questions, just let me know. I will do my due diligence in answering them the best of my ability. But outside of that, it's time to go do the work. Okay. I love you. We'll talk soon.